So have you ever sort of done a setup in your car, or anything for that matter, and you thought it was absolutely amazing and it was great, and it kind of is, but then things evolve? That's where I think I'm at the moment. So I've tried to set the back of the car up the best I can from the first get-go, so I didn't have to do it twice. But that's exactly what's happening today. The entire back of the car is getting ripped out for upgrades. So it's partly due to I've made some modifications to the drawers, and I think that the newer ones are slightly better designed and work better. Also, I've got some new equipment that's going into the car, which is going to be super cool. This is brand new to market, only been out for a little while, and I've managed to get my hands on one. I'm keen to get it in the car and see how it goes. So that's today's episode. So if you've been living under a rock with my YouTube channel anyway, I'm not expecting everyone to know who the hell I am, because that is complete arrogance, and no, I'm no one pretty much in the YouTube world. But I've got a bit of a YouTube channel, so maybe if you like it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and join the YouTube family. That'd be great. So this whole setup in the back of the car here, which is drawers that I made, and I'm actually selling now as well. So I'm sort of making these and selling it to the public. I've made a few and I've sold a few, and all the clients so far have been really happy with everything we've done. So I'm kind of excited about that. So that was if you haven't seen that video, jump back a couple. It's basically me getting into doing this. But this exact setup right here is for sale. I'm selling the entire setup, not the fridge, but basically the double drawer, the lift up, the top, sides, all the infills, everything you need to get it into your car, that's there. Apart from the fridge, obviously. Reason being is because that's my new one right there. So this is almost the exact same design with a couple of tweaks to make it what I feel better. Like with anything you develop, over time you learn better ways and do things slightly differently. So that's exactly what this is about. Also, this sucker right here, that's the key as to why I'm doing all of this. Kind of. I'm super excited about that. We'll talk about that one soon, what it is and what we can do. But if you're in Victoria, I'm not going to ship it because I don't want to. If you're in Victoria and you're after this, shoot me a message. It's about $1,200, which is my cost price on what it cost me just to buy the hardware. So board, runners, carpet, glue, purely all I'm charging for it. No labour, no nothing. So it's about $1,200 worth of cost in that to make it all. So if you're interested, shoot me a message maybe on Insta or Facebook. We can see if you want to come by it. So there are a couple of little things I'm keeping for my set. I've just made new ones for whoever buys this set as well. So stuff like this switch panel on the side I'm actually going to keep because it's already cut out. Can't be bothered recutting it. I'm happy with the way it works. Same for this one here. There's so much going on up there. And it also means that if someone else bought it and it's just got holes in it, they might not have the same setup as I did. So there's just a fresh one of that to come along as well. So I'll get this one out and I'm going to explain some of the differences from what I've done with this set versus what the new ones are as well. So keep in mind, these drawers are full. I haven't emptied them. Fraction of that. My God, that's heavy. That worked. Oh, perfect opportunity to finally clean up all the wiring too down the side that I was always meaning to get back to eventually. Alright, so here's a chunk of the reason why I'm actually doing this as well. So my iTech 240X Pro has been in the car pretty much since I've done these drawers, and to be honest with you, it's been faultless. Had nothing go wrong with it. It's performed really well. It's just been a good powerhouse battery. I can't complain. It maxes out my 3000 watt inverter. It does everything I've asked of it to do. So absolutely no complaints about the iTech World stuff. I'm gonna do a battery capacity test before this video is out. So in this video there'll be a capacity test of this to see whether it's still actually even close to the 240 amps of what it's meant to be. I done one when I first got the battery. It was like 238 or something, so it's pretty much bang on what it was. So I'll see what this is like before we do it. But I've upgraded to, well, potentially upgrading to, obviously I'll see how this goes over the next 12 months or so, to the LFP Cells Australia 300 amp hour lithium battery. So obviously the big difference being 240 amps versus 300 amps. These guys actually capacity test their batteries before they send them out, and they print them on top of the battery. So this one tested in at 311 amps, so it's above capacity, which is phenomenal. And there's a couple of extra features in this one that I like over the iTech World. Firstly being Bluetooth connectivity built into the battery, so straight to an app, gives you all the readings and stuff. So you got your phone on your dash, you can see what the battery's doing, you can see what the charger's still charging. I had that a couple of weeks ago with this one where Nissan decided to plug the smart shunt back in, and I drove a couple of hours thinking everything's going to charge up because it was on freezer, and anyway, whole reason why, and got there and the battery's still at like 30%. Like, oh no. So, anyway, smart shunt was connected, so it thought everything was charged, so it didn't actually activate the DC to DC. At least with the built-in app I can monitor that. Yes, I know you can buy the Victron stuff that has the Bluetooth stuff into it, but if this already comes with it, I'm cool with that as well. As I was saying, nothing wrong with the iTech World, but I wouldn't be a YouTuber if I wasn't willing to sort of test out new products to the market. So this is just something new. It's been around for a little while, but it's been more in the RV scene. Now they're starting to wanting to get into the full driving world of things and just testing things out. They've been testing it out themselves for the last 12-18 months, and there's been absolutely no dramas currently. So I'm gonna have this one in the car, go on a Cape in August, which is like 2 months away. So hopefully this one survives everything else, and it should be hunky-dory. Some of the things that they've tried to achieve with this is in a singular battery, obviously it's smaller in width-wise than the 240, a little bit taller, and a little bit like 30mm wider than what the iTech is, which means unfortunately this isn't going to fit on my false floor. But they try and achieve in a single battery to be able to max out a 3000 watt inverter continuously. So it's 250 amps of continuous draw out of the one battery, which is phenomenal. And that's sort of what they've built it to. Plus some more. Obviously there's some contingency built into that, but the requirement when they were building it was, we want to be able to max out a 3000 watt inverter flat out. You can run this thing for 2 hours if you wanted to, and the battery will handle it fine. It's the inverter that will it'll shed itself first before this will go, oh, no, too much power. So I'm keen on that. Alright, I want to show you the difference between the drawers as well. Alright, so looking at the drawers side by side, they almost look identical in design. One of the big differences was I moved this top runner up to the top so I could get another rail on top there. That'll make sense as to why I had to go up in a second. We've opened up this one. So you fully extend, and then lift up drawer from there. These runners were mounted too low and the handle would hit the bench top, and so I couldn't have a handle up the top on this one. Just a little detail, but it was an important one as to why it wouldn't work. So this one, moving this up allows me to have that second handle, and the table just misses, which is phenomenal. You notice this is a different timber as well. This is acacia wood instead of the merbu that I was using before. This saves around about 5 kilo just in the timber bench top, which is phenomenal weights. I'll tell you what, that's an impressive difference. They're an upgraded lift-up strut. They still wobble going down because you need a stabiliser bar technically, but if you do that you lose a lot of internal space. So they're a little bit better, but they still do have that. Other differences will be I've raised this drawer front up another 5mm, just so when you do get a little bit of flex out of the runner, it doesn't touch the back of the car, so there's more gap underneath it overall. Obviously these ones have my built-in logos as opposed to that, which was nothing. So this is also the Hexaply material as opposed to the standard stuff. Now, I don't carpet the inside of the drawers. Not what I do, not what I want to do. That's because everything I do is designed to be carried in bags. I don't just leave stuff randomly in the drawer. That's not the way I travel. It's not the way I think drawers should be used anyway. So the Hexaply has a slight amount of grip to it. It still is a melamine product, so it's not completely grippy, but it does have some sort of friction point to it. So I don't carpet the inside, which is a cost saving, because obviously there's a whole lot less material and labour involved in doing it. Oh wait. So I've based everything off bags. So for me, something like the Boss aluminium bag fits in there with room to spare. Like that's still 30-40mm down from the top. Bags obviously bulge up and go from there. It's designed to fit pretty much most of the popular bags on the market. So your Calmat, your Boss aluminium, Black Knight, Dark Knight. I've got them at home. I actually really like them. They're not in my drawers. They actually sit up in my cargo barrier. I'll look them up in a second. One of the other little changes I made, because everything is with drawers, this front edge here and the back edge of these top rails were just cut square originally. There was never any thought other than the fact that it's a rail to hold the top of the carcass apart. These ones get a 5mm radius front and back for everything, mainly because I found that the bags, if they were bulging too much and they hit the square edge of that top rail, could catch the bag and hold it. The 5mm radius takes a lot of that away, and it means that it'll sort of slide under it and not catch and get jammed and be a right pain in the ass. So that is some of the basic changes I've done so far. I reckon these changes alone are worth doing the change for, because oh my god, single hand operation for a drawer is so important these days. Having to do that to open a drawer, nah, no way in hell. Alright, I'm happy with that. Now it's time to start putting the sucker back in. Alright, so the drawers are actually in the car now, everything's wired up. Only thing I haven't done is secured the battery down. That's just sitting there at the moment, so I've got to figure out a way to secure that. But it's time to start loading the drawers up. A couple of questions that I've been asked before. One, the A4X4A inside the drawer is purely for me. I'm not expecting people to have that. I don't expect you to like it, that's fine. I wanted it because it's me, it's mine, that's what I wanted. Second was the edges. So there's two different versions that we can do. One would be a painted edge. The other is the raw edge, which is covered in a beeswax to sort of seal it up so it doesn't stain. And then obviously people always say, what about the corners of the carpet? How good's your carpeting? Well, you tell me, like, whether you'd be happy with that edge or not. To me it's fine, to others it might be not fine, but that's just sort of what I'm doing with it. Alright, let's load up the drawers. I want to show you how much stuff these single drawer, essentially, two drawers in one, how much stuff you can chuck in these things. Okay, so that's everything from our old drills to our new drills. So that's 2 full bags full of stuff, tyre repair kit, jet boil, peanut butter, Vegemite, all the staples that will stay in the car. Couple of floodlights, some torches, air guard, induction cooker, frying pan, all teas, coffees, sugars, all that sort of stuff, sauces. Everything I need to go camping apart from food is right here. And the drawers aren't even full yet, like they're getting there, but I can still cram some more stuff in there. And these bags have completely random stuff in there. So there's one last finishing touch to really finish this project off. And that is this right here. So I'm going to go directly under there. I'm pretty good at eyeballing things, so I'm going to say that's set up. So not all drawers get these ones. That's just left over from when we've done the bar work from Raslar. Only mine gets that. Everyone else gets one of these. That way, if you don't like it, you can take it off. I'm not that worried. I prefer to leave it on there, but kind of got the logo on the side here. Think I'm good for logos. How good is that? Okay, so I bought the iTech World battery home, and I've chucked it on the my 20 amp AC charger. So it's been on a little while now. It's reached float, which means that it's fully charged. If it ever focuses, maybe. There we go. So it's at float, so it's fully charged. So now I'm going to hook up the I don't know, battery tester. I don't know what they're called, but essentially it drains 10 amps an hour, and it monitors the entire thing. And it's been a long day, I swear to God. Anyway, it's going to hook the sucker up, and it's going to take like 2 days to actually drain this thing. Well, maybe not 10 amps, 240 amps, 24 hours, so it should take a day. So hopefully by this time tomorrow night, which is, what is it now, 4:30, by 4:30 tomorrow, this should give me a reading. So this one actually, I'll show it turned on in a second, but essentially if I unplug that, plug him in, a bit of light for you. So this one actually maintains what all the readings are. So pretty much as it goes through, set the voltage, everything else. So it should be good. And obviously it's got its own 240 watt power. So when the battery's dead, this stays on and keeps the reading for me. That way, when this dies, it doesn't matter. I can come out 3 days later and it still keeps the reading, as long as that doesn't lose power to the wall, which it shouldn't. Alright, I'll unhook this, hook it all up, come back in a day. Alright, so it is, Jesus, bloody 6:45, and this is the day after. Just put the kids to bed, came up to the shed to sort of check on all this. I'm going to change this setting around at the same time. Oh, that way, here we go. Come up to the shed and go, it's going to be finished ages ago. Literally walked in and I'm like, it's still running. Who would have thought? I'm looking at it going, something not right here. Surely this isn't right. Anyway, it finished as I was looking at it, and honestly, I'm in shock. This is, anyway, alright, so keep in mind, this is a 240 amp hour lithium, and it just tested, if it focuses, at 260 amps. Like the overall battery capacity on that was 260 amps, down to 10.7 volts. Yeah, wow. What's it say for... I should probably look up the stats and see what it's meant to be. So it's meant to be 3072 watt hours. And this is saying 3305 watt hours. Holy papoles! That's impressive. That's better than when I first tested it. It seems to have somehow got better. So I don't understand. Either that or my testing thing is way out, but I doubt that, because that's always been pretty accurate for me. Well, there you go. Super impressed with that one. So, yeah, right. I actually don't know what to say about that. I'm actually really surprised. Anyway, New one's in the car. That's 311 amps as tested by them. I might pull that out and do a similar sort of test actually, but I'm going to save that for a little bit down the track once I've had it, used it and abused it, and just see how it goes in a little while. But the iTech one, 240X Pro, surprisingly bloody good. Right, anyway, back to it.